This is Ian Miller,
What's going on, guys? This is Andrew.
and welcome to episode 2 of Media Talk with Miller and Smith. Uh, Great response of the first episode, so thank you guys. Okay,
71 views, man. Believe it?
I can't believe it either, dude. I really can't believe it. But this is fantastic. So hopefully we'll get more views on tonight's episode. So let's get to it.
Cross our
So
fingers.
yeah. So first things first, we're gonna cover sports tonight. This is part of our media, segments. So I'm gonna let Smith talk about that because he's more of the sports guy than I am. I'll enjoy the games, but doesn't mean I know what the hell's going on. So Smith, take it away.
All right. So for sports tonight, just pretty much just wanted to bring up what was just a big event that was going on a couple days ago with the Yankees. There was a there was a retirement ceremony for one of the great Yankees a couple years ago in I think it was like the late 80s to 2001 when he stopped retiring. So I just wanted to bring that up a little bit. So it was the event O'Neill retirement ceremony. That was he's started out as a Red and then got traded to the Yankees, and he won a few World Series with them, who played with Derek Jeter
Mhm.
and all those core four guys. So that was actually on Sunday, which was which was a great ceremony. I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but from what I saw on the highlights and everything like that, it was a really, really great ceremony. Paul O'Neill was a great Yankee. My whole family loves him. But yeah, I mean, Paul O'Neill, was a great outfielder, great Yankee. And yeah, that, I just wanted to bring that up for a little bit. And, you know, the players that were there, these core four guys, Posada, Pettit, um, Jeter unfortunately wasn't there, but he did leave a message for Paul O'Neill, which was great. And obviously, the great closer Mariano Rivera. So that was a great ceremony, and again, I'll have to watch it when I can. Paul, like I said, Paul O'Neill was a great Yankee. Helped them win World Series titles. And yeah, I just wanted to bring that up, and they did win for him on Sunday, so that was great. They certainly needed that win.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to bring that up, and yeah, so we just just have to hope the Yankees keep winning, and just just hopefully gets into the playoffs. And on the Mets side, the Mets are playing great baseball right now. They're actually playing the Yankees this series, so it's a great rivalry. Great, great entertainment between both teams. So I thought, so yeah, just see which New York team comes out on top. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up for a little bit. So back to you, Ian.
Well, that was fantastic because it's definitely a great matchup seeing these two iconic New York teams, during the Subway Series. That's always iconic. Um, but yeah, I think the next couple of games for the Yankees and the Mets are going to be good matchups. So that's a lot to look forward to, guys. So if you're a Yankees fan, keep rooting for the Yankees, and of course, if you're a Mets fan, keep rooting for the Mets. I personally actually like both, so I don't really choose. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hear some
Mhm.
complaints going, Ian, choose one or choose the other. I don't do that. I'm just letting you know now. But I love the game.
No, no, of course. I mean, also when any of you guys can, I, like I said before, just I have to watch it, but you know, watch the ceremony. Again, Paul O'Neill's a great Yankee. He was great back in the day. Um, and yeah, he's really it was really great. It was really
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Nice honor for him.
Well, it's great. That's great. And he definitely was one of the greats, you know. So I'm glad where you talked about him. I hope you get to watch the ceremony soon. So because that's gonna be very exciting for
Yeah.
you to see that personally. But yeah, okay. So we've covered our sports section for this evening. Um, let's get to some of the other stuff that's happening in the US of the entertainment world. Now, I know you guys are still watching the Warner Brothers Discovery situation, which is not growing. So, Smith, let's actually talk about what's been in the news recently about that.
Yeah, so there was actually a few news that came out earlier from the producer Jerry Bruckheimer.
Hmm.
Um, a couple things that came out was Beverly Hills Cop 4
Yeah,
that is starting to get up in production with Eddie Murphy coming back as Beverly Hills Cop.
Axel
Um,
Foley.
Axel Foley, yes, thank you. Forgot it. That was that was so years ago, and I just totally forgot the name there for a second. Um, and then another one that he announced that was coming back was one of my all time favorite movies franchise was National Treasure 3. Um, who you know I don't know if any of you guys saw the interview or any of you saw it online, but there was a interview with Jerry Bruckheimer that said they are actually writing the script now. They said the script is actually really good, which I'm crossing my fingers,
Mm,
hoping it is. And he said that they're hoping to get it to Nicolas Cage really soon. So that's definitely something to look forward to.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely, absolutely. Because we definitely grew up with this franchise, especially these two films. Now, the first film does get a lot of love, because again, it's pretty much Disney's version of Indiana Jones. I think that's fair to say.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
the second one did not get as much love as the first one, but which I don't understand because I enjoyed the second one for what it was. It was a good sequel, good solid story, and I don't know why it's gotten so much hate, but I'm very excited the potential of the third one. I hope to God that's good, as you said before. But yeah, and this is coming after Disney Plus's announcement of doing a National Treasure television series.
Hmm. Yeah, that's actually kind of interesting to me. Because I mean, on one hand, it's kind of hard seeing a National Treasure without Nicolas Cage. Um, I mean, I know they're doing the movies and everything, but to see a TV show without Nicolas Cage, I guess, is kind of a little, weird and hard to get used to. But I will try an episode. Um, but on one hand, there will be two actors that be coming back to will actually be coming on to the TV show,
Yeah.
which will be the one that played Riley Poole. He'll be coming back to he'll be in the TV show, and then the one
Mhm.
that played um, the FBI agent that was hunting down Ben Gates.
Yeah.
So he'll be back too in the show. I guess that kind of got me more interested because Riley Poole was, he was kind of he's funny in the movies.
Yeah.
Um, you know, he knew his stuff also, but he brought that comedic life life into the movies, and I'm glad that he's going to be bringing that into the TV show as well.
Yeah,
And I'm really looking forward to seeing where um, this FBI agent comes into the TV show as well.
yeah. I think because of the television series and also the third movie is not going is that's getting on track. I think that could whatever happens like in the series could lead into the third movie because that could be a
Yeah, that's
potential
what I was
thing.
kind of thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this could be tied into, just have to think like, could this maybe be tied to Ben Gates or just a totally different thing? Maybe they'll team up again in National Treasure 3. I mean, you don't know, but I'm really looking forward to it.
yeah. Now, if you guys are actually interested in watching us react to the television series, please let us know in the comments because I'm pretty sure you have your thoughts about what we think about the show when it comes on. So please, by all means, comment if you want us to watch the National Treasure television series. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just leave your thoughts, and we'll do as best as we can to get it up here for you guys.
yeah, absolutely. Okay. On to the ever-growing situation that is the Warner Brothers Discovery situation. As some of you may have
Yes.
heard, they've canceled more stuff, especially on HBO Max. They have taken out Sesame Street
Yep.
at least 200 episodes. That's the first thing. So I'm
Yep.
very sorry for the Sesame Street fans, but you can watch that show elsewhere.
Yes. And then unfortunately, there was a show that was just recently canceled today that, my good friend Ian here was really, really looking forward to seeing, which was the Batman Cape Crusader TV show on HBO Max.
I still can't get over it. I really can't. I don't know what they're thinking. I'm very emotional, folks. I'm very emotional. I can't. I really can't. No,
Yeah,
no. The problem
yeah,
is,
he gets very emotional.
yeah. Yeah. You should see our text messages because I keep screaming the words in big caps and doing it like rows and rows and rows and rows. In fact, there was one point where I was doing 6 pages of screaming on a text message, and Smith's like, "Dude, what's the matter with you? Calm down." Yeah, but yeah, I was so mad. I was so mad that HBO Max was canceling it. But the interesting thing was, for those of you who didn't read the full article, like myself, I will admit this. They're actually trying to get the other streaming channels to buy the option for the show, so it could potentially, go to say Netflix, or just Cartoon Network because I think originally they were gonna go to Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually once they first announced it, I was really, really looking forward to seeing that show. And for all the fans out there, I'm pretty sure that it was Kevin Conroy who was going to voice Batman again, right?
Yeah, I think that was the thing, because again, it's Kevin Conroy, it's Kevin freaking Conroy. His Batman, just he really just formed our generation. From the
Yeah,
animated series to obviously the Justice League animated series to the Batman Arkham games. I mean, he's the Batman voice that you actually hear when you're reading the Batman comic. Him and Mark Hamill's Joker. So you grew up with those guys.
yeah. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, he really is Batman. I mean, you saw him a little bit. Um, um, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah,
In the Arrow show. Um, Not playing, the hero Batman, but
yeah.
you saw him in a kind of older, darker Batman.
I still thought that was cool, that they got Kevin to do that because, it's just like it's like a missing piece of the puzzle, the Batman mythology, if you will. And to have a voice actor who's played the part for almost not no not almost, it was definitely 30 years now. It's just
Mhm.
fantastic. When they announced that, I was like, yes, okay, this is cool. But yeah, yeah, so I'm just letting guys know that the Batman Cape Crusader is not canceled yet, but it's going to, they're shopping it around for a couple of streaming services, maybe Netflix, because Netflix has been having a great success with the Sandman, and that's a DC character, and that's a Warner Brothers production. So fingers crossed, because I really like to see that show. But yeah, there's another interesting controversy that's going around, and this is circling back to the Batgirl movie cancellation. Not sure if you guys read that, because apparently one of the co-directors was actually trying to get the footage that they shot of the movie, and
Oh,
the
yes.
yeah,
Yes.
the
Yeah. I mean,
execs,
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I saw that today. I mean, they were. I think they were. They were. I think the article said like they were trying to get it, but they weren't close to finish. That was part of it, right?
yeah, that was part of the. Then you found out that the higher ups actually deleted the footage. They couldn't get that footage back. It was like, wow. So because I'm guessing they don't want another Snyder cut situation, and
No, absolutely not. I mean, you don't want another you don't want another thing like that on your hands. I mean, that was just a whole controversy right there. You just want to you want you just don't want another incident like that, because that was just a bad bad thing all around.
yeah, but it's still not very. It's still not paying the Warner Brothers people in a very positive picture, though.
Hmm.
I can imagine that your
Yeah,
fans
I
are
mean,
completely outraged.
yeah, no, I feel for the fans. I mean, they I mean, this is what I said last week in episode one, that, give the fans what they want, instead of canceling all these shows and movies and everything. I mean, you also don't have um the Batman now. It's we don't know how that's going to be, if that's going to be greenlit now.
Well, that's an interesting
So I
thing,
mean,
because I heard this today that Matt Reeves actually signed a contract with Warner Brothers, for a multi-picture commitment. So that's gonna be his
okay,
creative home for a bit. So I think Batman 2 is gonna be greenlit. They've already hired a co-writer to write it with him. So
okay,
yeah,
okay,
so
all right, perfect. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, that's the least of my
Okay,
concerns for that.
okay, yeah. So we shouldn't have to worry about that too much until we see something that we have to worry about.
Yeah.
But
Um, yeah, but apparently Warner Brothers didn't just cancel the Batman animated show. They canceled several animated programs. Um, two of which were extremely popular with the fans, and it's just crazy. I don't know what the original. I don't
yeah, I
know what the
don't.
thinking is.
We we still don't know what's going on there. I mean, we don't know what their logic is, what they're thinking. We just don't know. And this was the whole controversy, and the whole destruction that we described last week. I mean, we don't know what's going on. We don't know what they're thinking behind all this is. It's it's a full mess right now. I mean, they have to come up with a full clean, like a full plan for the fans to get them, to get them more excited. And this is they're obviously moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to get them back in the right direction, with the exception of going forward and releasing the content that they had promised previously. But I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm just looking up the stuff they did cancel. Yeah, they had removed more than 36 animated shows that was some of which were exclusively aired on the platform.
Mhm.
And that was popular shows like Infinity Train,
Right.
Summer Camp Island, Let's Be Heroes. They even canceled another Batman series that they were gonna do, which I think was about the talking cars, you know. So that got canceled. I was like, oh, eh,
I mean, I did see today, you know, I mean, this is a very popular series that, you and I are familiar with, and hopefully I believe the fans are um interested in this as well. That they are thinking of, hopefully, they are thinking of maybe turning the Arkham series into a TV show on HBO Max.
yeah,
So that's a little bit of a discussion that they're having. Don't know whether that's going to happen or not, but to see that they're having a discussion with one of the most popular Batman games or franchises in a while, it's pretty exciting.
yeah, yeah. Very excited about that. Oh, another interesting thing. For all you Titan fans, Titans is definitely coming back for another season. So that's gonna be very exciting. And also Doom Patrol is also making another season as well. So those shows have been
Damn,
safe.
now I have to catch up and see even.
So yeah, yeah, play catch up, dude.
Oh, I know. I gotta get on it right now.
Yeah, but yeah, it just goes to show you folks that uh, what you thought was safe in Warner Brothers Discovery is not safe at all, especially when it comes to their content on HBO Max. But hopefully this will stop and we'll get back to exciting content that the fans can really look forward to because we need original stuff, guys. We're really just original stuff at this point.
Yes, we do, absolutely. Um, so while that's going on right now, we'll kind of switch over to the other side, the which is the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
Um, and we'll just talk a little bit about that over the years. We have to admit, Ian, that they've done a really, really great job with all the casting and all the movies over the years. And some was a little emotional, some was action that maybe fans kind of didn't agree with, whether it
hmm
was the story or whether it was um, maybe some of the characters that they wanted more of. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's been 12 years, 13 years, something like that.
yeah,
Um, right? Because Iron Man came out in '08.
hmm
Um, so that's probably like 14 years.
yeah,
Um, but they've really done a really great job these last 14 years.
yeah. It's crazy because if you remember, Robert Downey Jr. was a very controversial choice at the time. Because of
Hmm.
his shady past, but you know there was a film that came out in like 2005, which was called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which I really think of
Hmm.
it as his comeback film because he gave a very solid comedic performance there. So when he was cast as Iron Man, I was like, I could see this. Yeah, because Robert does have these qualities. He's a good actor. He has great comedic timing. You've seen it in his other films, and then it
Hmm.
just shows that he can do range. And that's a great thing about the casting directors because for Marvel because it shows that they cared about the actors. They cared about the characters. They want the best actors to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I we we both talked about this over the years, which most of the fans know out there that before um Robert was cast, there was, the idea of Tom Cruise playing Tony Stark.
I was never a
Um,
fan of that casting choice. I was never a fan of that.
yeah, same. I mean, I saw the poster of it, with, you know, um, what was it? Tom Cruise playing Tony Stark, and um, what was it? Brad Pitt playing Thor, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and that just didn't seem. When I first saw the poster of it, I'm like, no, that doesn't sit well with me at all.
no,
So I'm glad they went. I'm glad they went in the other direction and just went out and got Robert for the part.
yeah. I think the reason why they were looking at Tom Cruise at that particular point, and this was, I think when they were developing that Iron Man movie, maybe in the '90s, maybe. I think it was mostly because of Top Gun.
Right.
At least that's my thought
Yeah.
about that. But yeah, you're right. Going back to what you were talking about with the fans, loving certain things, not loving certain, casting choices at first or storylines. In particular, Star Lord actually hitting Thanos in the head while Thanos was, supposed to be sleeping in Infinity War. I mean, come on, dude. They almost got the Infinity Gauntlet off.
Yeah. No. That was, I kept thinking over and over in my head, you know, what, you couldn't have held out for a few more minutes and then punch him in the face. But
Yeah,
but I think, looking back on it now, as you look later on into the Infinity War movie, um, you would see, when all the Marvel fans out there, you saw Doctor Strange going through time, um, going through all these scenarios of how they would win the war and how they would beat Thanos. And, you just have to think, with Quill punching Thanos in the face, was that actually a scenario? That, was that actually going to work or not? Or was that part of the scenario that they didn't win?
yeah. I kind of like to think that it was that, because otherwise, uh, they wouldn't have brought everyone back in game. They wouldn't have won. But it brings up an interesting the subject here. Now that we've entered into the multiverse phase saga of the MCU, and Strange is pretty much the forefront of that. How do you see the multiverse expanding from where it started, in Spider-Man No Way Home?
Yeah. Right. So I mean, after No Way Home, which was a Bravo uh
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Um, it was so great. But you know, expanding that now, now you're having a lot more of these new Avengers coming into the MCU now. With with Steve being gone, Tony being gone, um, Natasha being gone, all these old characters now you know, being gone from the films, from the MCU. You're gonna have all these new heroes now gonna try and step in and try to be, trying to be the young Avengers, I should say,
yeah.
down the line. But I'm actually really excited, looking forward to the future of, um, how all these characters now being introduced, will expand the MCU.
Yeah, it's true. Especially with the slew of characters that we've had from the Disney Plus series. Most recently, sorry, most recently, which was She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Uh, we haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen the show yet, but we've been hearing some very good things about it, especially breaking the fourth wall. And for those of you who are not familiar with the comic, yes, she does actually break the fourth wall in the comic, so that's accurate.
yeah, if you guys want us to watch the first episode live on here, we can do that. Leave it in the comments. We can do that. Check out our reactions and everything like that. We can certainly do that, and you know see definitely see our reactions.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, going back to She-Hulk and yeah, going back to She-Hulk and all these new characters, Miss Marvel, which I I haven't seen yet, which I heard was a really good show as well. Um, and then there's Secret Invasions coming out
yeah,
with with the great Samuel L. Jackson coming back as Nick Fury. And then Armor Wars with Don Cheadle coming back as Rhodey. So those are gonna be very interesting, which I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be exciting to see where their characters and these new Avengers are gonna go from here, or how they're gonna introduce them and their origin story, I should say.
yeah, absolutely. The interesting thing is we're going to see some actually some footage of the new Marvel stuff coming out on the Disney Expo, as I understand it.
Yeah, so the Disney Expo will be, I believe, from September 9th to the 11th, I believe.
Yeah,
Um, so we will get some info on that. So all that information will be released, or we'll tell you guys when if we're gonna do that live with the expo, or we'll do that all after. That will be discussed at a later date. But I'm really looking forward to what Disney will be um, introducing at the expo, since they've had some great stuff announced in years past.
yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be exciting stuff, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a good couple of years with the Marvel's content. You know, just the movies and the television series that are coming out, especially Daredevil Born Again. I'm very looking forward to seeing that coming out.
Oh yes, yes. Charlie Cox coming back. With Vincent D'Onofrio, that whole series. I really love that series when it was on I'm sorry, Netflix. I was really upset when they canceled it, but I'm glad they brought it back into the MCU, because that's really that's what we need to continue Daredevil's story.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now they're actually shooting the Echo series. So that's gonna be very exciting to see where that character goes, especially after the events of Hawkeye. As you remember, that was a very climactic conclusion to that series, that season.
Yeah, yeah. Hawkeye was great. Kate Bishop was they picked a great actor to play Kate Bishop, and then
Yeah,
don't know whether Jeremy Renner will come back for another show or another movie, or you just don't know, because he hasn't really announced that he's not really coming back yet. But it sounds like from this TV show, it doesn't look like he'll be coming back anytime soon. Um, but you know that that was just a great series all around.
yeah, definitely great fun. Definitely something to watch with the family with during the holidays. Definitely was fun to watch that.
Yes.
I'll probably do that with my family this year for Christmas.
Yeah, I mean that's a great holiday movie. They shot it during the pandemic, which is
Yeah,
which I'm sure was a challenge. But during the holidays, you guys should all go. If a lot of you haven't seen it yet, definitely a TV show to watch during the holidays, if you got nothing else to watch.
well, I'm pretty sure you got other stuff to watch, but yeah, watch that if you haven't watched it already.
But
Eh,
yeah, that's one of many options for the holidays.
absolutely. And they're also shooting Loki season 2, so that's gonna be exciting to see what happens to the God of Mischief and what has happened, obviously, with Sylvie. especially after she just killed Kang at the end of season 1. So where season 2 is going to pick up, it's just going to be colossal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to where that's gonna go from here, because that series was great. I wish Loki was back in the films, but having his own TV show um gives him more of a story, I guess, instead of just having one full movie.
Yeah,
Because it's about him and it's his TV show. So I'm looking forward to what's going on in season 2.
absolutely. Okay, let me ask you this. What do you think is going to happen in season 2 of Loki? Now that what happened in the season 1 finale, carried over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers away who didn't see it yet. For any of you fans who didn't see it yet, um, I would go out and watch it. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away. But I just hope that it all works itself out. Because that finale, I wasn't expecting to happen that way. But I oh yeah, like I said, I don't want to give too much away. But I'm just in shorter terms. I hope it gets resolved, um because we don't know how we don't know what's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
I really hope it.
Well, we can only hope to see that it's going to resolve in a positive way than what happened in season 1. Again, don't want to say anything if you guys hadn't seen season 1 yet. And if you haven't, where have you been living, under a rock? But yeah, I think season 2 is going to be unexpected. Gonna be crazier than the first one. Not as like crazy as say like The Boys, but yeah,
Yeah.
because Smith hasn't seen The Boys yet, but not sure that's gonna be his type of show, because that's pretty much superheroes if they
Yeah.
were
No.
corrupt. Yeah, it's messed up. It's violent
Yeah. I
and
mean, I haven't. Yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet. So don't all you boys fans out there, don't hate me yet. Um, I will definitely get a chance to watch it. So don't worry. That will happen sooner. That will happen soon enough.
yeah, and I will say to people who watch the Herogasm storyline of The Boys, trust me, the comic is sicker than the actual episode. So trust me, that's sicker. The comic is sicker than what you saw on the series. Anyway, anyway,
That was a little bit too much for you there, Ian.
well, yeah, yeah, because I read the comic, when we started to come out. I wasn't a big follower. It wasn't until the television series came out, and then I managed to look at that particular issue or series, because it was a limited um, storyline, and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
When I heard they were gonna do it for season 3 of The Boys, I was like, "Yep, I'm not watching that best episode because I already know what happens." Obviously, they made changes to it, obviously for the actual live action production, but yeah, I got the basis of that storyline, so yeah, didn't need to see it. Didn't need to see it. Yeah, so yeah, we don't have a lot of stuff that's coming up lately. We have the Black Panther Forever film that's coming out in November, I think.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's that's going to be a little tough to watch, given you know, Chadwick Boseman, no longer with us. Um, I think it's just going to be really, really hard to replace him as Black Panther. Obviously, I'll still watch it, definitely, but
Yeah,
it's just going to be a much harder, much tougher movie to watch without him actually in it and a part of the MCU franchise.
yeah. We were going back to what we talked about earlier with great casting. They really did a fantastic job when they cast Chadwick, for this role. He was just so perfect for it, and it really shows in his performance. And Black Panther is one of the best Marvel films that there's ever been, because you had the top people in there. You had great talent, you know, best costume
Hmm.
and production designers. It was such a great film. So again, it's hard to top that, in a sequel, but when your star has tragically passed away from this horrible, horrible illness, it's heartbreaking because you can't quite, replace that light, you know, and he was a light. He was very much a light. So what you can do is obviously, carry on the best you can, and hope that you can recapture that magic. But I definitely am going to give the film a great chance because still has great characters. I know that the new Black Panther, the sister who's taking over, is going to be fantastic, in this, because she's already fantastic. She's a fantastic actress. So, yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be hard because I have to be honest here. I haven't watched Black Panther fully, since his passing, and it's very difficult for me to watch. Eventually, I will watch it eventually, but it just not there yet. You know?
Yeah, I think I recently saw it. Well, not recently saw it, but I think I watched it maybe last year.
Yeah,
I think that was the last time I saw it. So it was, I saw it and I'm like, I can't. It's hard to watch that movie now. Um, it's really hard, and may he rest in peace. And it's the franchise just won't be the same without him.
yeah, and he did so much, in a very short amount of time. I mean, he did not just Black Panther. He did a ton of movies, in that short period. He did 42, for Warner Brothers. And
Yes, he did. All you baseball fans out there, you should check it out.
yeah, it's a great movie. It's a great movie. And I think was he nominated for that film for an Oscar?
I think he was. Yeah, I'm not. I have to do more research on that. I don't remember if he won, um, but I believe he was nominated. So
Yeah,
I have to do more research on that.
yeah. Well, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, and if you have, it's definitely worth a rewatch, I think. As is the other films. But yeah, so for November, Black Panther Forever, definitely gotta watch it. Definitely gotta see it in the theaters. Um,
Mhm.
after that, I'm not sure what's on the slate for Marvel just yet, but whatever's coming, we're gonna be excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time. See what happens over the years now for all these Marvel films
Oh yeah, and television
and
series. Let's
shows
never get that. Yep. Well,
and television series. Yes,
yeah, exactly. Well, I think that's gonna be it for us for this episode. Once again, I'm Ian Miller,
I'm Andrew Smith.
and this has been Media Talk with Miller and Smith. Have a good night, folks.
See you guys.
If you'd like to follow us on YouTube, just hit that like button and subscribe.